What's going on, guys? Welcome in to episode 105, the penultimate episode after 100. Big words, small brain. That's me. We are here to talk about FPS games, everything going on out there. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna cut straight to it. There's not that much going on, but the three of us always are able to pull stuff out of our ass, talk about things. And there's a few things going on that are of note, and we'll get to all that. But I'm one of your co-hosts, Crash, joined by my other co-host, Buff and Blue. What's up, man?
What up?
How's it going?
How are we?
Excellent. Happy Monday.
Decent.
It is.
Happy Monday.
This is the happiest part of my Monday, by the way, because
Best day of the week, man.
yeah, it means work's over, and
Forget seeing his kids. Forget seeing the wife. No, it's hanging out
Just
with
wants
the
to hang out
boys
with us.
on the podcast.
you got
That's
me. Sometimes she watches the beginning of the show, so I might have just got right there.
Oh, Crash is always like, dude, I really want to just be with my wife, and I hate doing it.
At the end, it's like, oh,
See?
thank God, I gotta leave you guys.
Yeah.
you
See,
know?
she's like, I can't wait to get back to my family. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go.
That's what he says every day. And we're
He
like,
did say he
"Crash,
did do
come
that
on."
during the stream where he was like, I gotta go spend time with the family. It was on Sunday. You know,
did.
that was the last thing he said before he left. So it's
I did. Yo, guys, thank you for all the support in the chat right off the rip. Redbeard and Phoenix with the membership, and my boy Woo with the $4.99 going directly to the Opus Clips AI. I love that name. Going directly to the Opus Clips AI editor fund right there.
It's Monkey Monday. Show me the monkey.
We're doing it, dude. We're doing it, dude. Man. So yeah, stuff we're going to talk about today. It's going to be, I think there's going to be a fair amount of quick shot stuff towards the end. I got some little doodads, news stories, and things like that to talk about. There's some big stuff going on with Halo, making some big changes, and I kind of wanted to get into a little bit of a philosophical conversation because I feel like Halo might be trying to push 2042 for like the biggest flop in AAA first-person shooter gaming. I don't know. It's a neck and neck battle. Then we got some Stalker 2 concrete information. We can talk about that. That'll get Blue excited. Then our segment of what's on X, and then some quick shots with stuff here and there. But either way, we're going to scratch out an episode. We're going to have a good time doing it. And I guess with not as much news going on, what have you guys been playing? We can talk about some stuff about what everybody's up to. Blue, what have you been rocking? Still stalking?
Still stalking, but I did re-download the Division and the Division 2 since I kept opening up Ubisoft, and then Battlefield as well too. I'm gonna look into get some gameplay in here soon this week.
Which one?
Started off with Battlefield 4.
Hell yeah. I booted that up yesterday.
It's been a while. It's the sad thing is that I don't think none of my stuff carried over from consoles, so I might be starting not from scratch, but pretty low level compared to where I was before. And then other game wise, I mean, I've been playing just what was it? I did re-download DayZ again. Gonna get back into that here soon. This weekend was kind of just we were out more than anything else. I pulled my back as well too.
Oh no.
What was it? Friday, and it's better now. But dude, it was tough. We were supposed to go to like grocery shop on Saturday, and I couldn't move. this is the worst I've ever pulled my back. So, but then we went out Sunday. We went out, got some groceries, went to a restaurant called Mission Barbecue. Some good pulled pork sandwiches and stuff like that there. Yeah, it was more just family time sadly because of the accident, but it needed to happen anyways.
It worked out in the end.
It worked out. I'm just excited for Heartland. That's why I'm like getting back into the Division to kind of just get used to the way that game plays, especially with the third person, the movement, the cover to cover. I just hope. I mean, again, I can't say anything. I was gonna say something, but then I was like, oh, does that do an NDA? Does that?
We're gonna talk about hashtag GZW.
Oh, dude. Oh, we can't talk. I can't. Yeah. No, we can't say anything. No, we can't say anything.
Nope. Oh man.
Oh, embargo.
Dang it, man.
Embargo.
Dang it, man.
You got me excited.
I almost got you banned. That's all right.
Yeah, we baited everyone in the podcast. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
Blame
dude.
Crash for that one. He got me excited.
Well, we can say that at the last info drop, they did officially say that there was going to be another info drop soon. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's out there. And let's just say that there's going to be a new info drop soon. Not because we said it, but because they said it. Okay? Can we do that? That's all right. That's all right, right? Like, we're still cool.
Yeah.
We're not in a gray zone by saying that. Oh, ew. Oh, he
good
said the
one.
word. He said it.
Ew.
Would I have fun if I re-downloaded Division 2 and messed around in there? I don't know.
I mean, I'm in the mode of just like, listen, I know Division 2 was getting some pretty decent updates recently. I know they had some issues with their past major update that literally almost broke the game. But then somehow they pulled it around and now people are saying this is the best update so far, which is kind of crazy to see that. I know Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear has been showcasing that on Twitter and stuff like that. Also, just seeing he also, because there's a few people that I've seen that made the Division into like a HUD-less, super immersive third-person game, and I've done that before in the past. And you're technically like not allowed to do it on multiplayer because then it will get you banned. But if you're just doing it solo, you shouldn't have any issues. So just running around in New York City, a blizzard comes by, I'm just, the more I play it, the more I wish Division 2 took a survival DLC like they did in the first Division, because that was like by far the best way to play that game, where you had like heat and cold mechanics, where it's like you start getting cold in the Division and you got to go buy a fire barrel and warm up, like little things like that. So that's why I'm excited for Heartland, because I feel like they listened to some of that feedback, but they still implemented it within like the Division mechanics and gameplay loop. So, and Extraction, more Extraction games. It's an Extraction title. So yeah, that's what I've been getting up to, is Division, Stalker, and just waiting for other games, because sadly we'll get into it later, but Stalker 2 got delayed again. So we'll get into that.
That happens a lot. I feel like a lot of our time on this show is spent looking forward to games, and then they release, and then we're
Especially
excited for like a little bit.
This year's very exciting for future games. Like there's a
There
lot of
is.
games.
I'm just starting to get jaded.
Early access.
I'm just starting to get jaded where every time I find myself getting excited, I'm like, look what happened to all the other stuff.
Something happens. Yeah. Well, that too. I mean, we could talk about so many other games that have just fell under the radar or didn't meet, their goals, or upset the entire community, or even banded an entire community against it like day before, like that was just recently announced that the servers got shut down. So
the day before, baby.
Yeah. Great game.
I can't believe people were still playing that. I mean, I get if you bought it. Well, no, everyone could have got a refund.
Yeah, they refunded it for everybody. Yep.
Yeah, so people apparently, like, I don't know why even IGN covered it. I don't know why IGN was like, oh, by the way, all the servers shut down for the day before. We were like, oh, forgot about that, to be honest. Like, it's already gone out of my mind. And also, you got to bring it back. So,
yep.
Even, you know what? IGN's running out of stuff to talk about. That's what it is. They're in the same predicament we are.
Everybody is
making stuff up.
Dude, that's it. I'm getting so frustrated with all this stuff on X and stuff. Like, there was one that's like, Deserto and like all these other places post these like crazy clips of people getting attacked on stream, and it's like, it crosses nobody's mind that this shit is staged. Like, everybody's just like, oh my god, I can't believe, and it's so fake. Like,
The internet's fake.
There's all these clips of like crazy things happening, and it's so fake, and people just eat it up, and they get all kinds of engagement and pops off, and it's just stupid.
They gotta make money on X, man. They gotta get paid by good old Elon.
This podcast is just turning into like three old men on a porch bitching about stuff. That's all right.
If I just get some sweet tea in a mason jar.
Blue, you got some snazzy clothes on over there. What do you?
I do.
What are you doing there?
Official BTR merch.
Whoa!
BlueTheRobot store self plug. But yeah, It's officially come in. This is the sample clothing, but with the way you order it is the way it'll come. So the American flag on the left side, which is going that way, so it's like going forward. And then the tattered BTR logo with the tattered BTR hat. I got a trucker hat. I'll
Ooh.
give you a little promo code for your trucker streams for that trucking hat. Yeah,
I know a little bit about trucking. I'll
a
tell you
little bit
that.
about trucking.
I
I
know.
did see too. I was looking at making a fanny pack. Funny enough,
Oh,
but like
Oh
in
yeah.
multicam.
that'd be pretty
Like,
sweet.
Yeah, that'd be good. I need a place to keep my steroids when I'm out and about, so I can just put them right in the
exactly.
fanny pack, and then
Do they
that'd be super helpful, actually.
do they make like a steroid pump where you can like put like a patch on and have the little like pump inside the fanny pack and it's just a constant stream just to
Almost
keep you
retarded.
right?
I'm sure it's been done, Crash.
It wouldn't surprise me, but if not, you
Yeah.
could get a BTR themed
Yeah.
steroid pump.
Fanny pack.
Blue
I
hook us
don't know
up
if I should
for
be
sure.
promoting that.
Steroids?
They're as American as apple pie. I
Nah,
don't
there's
know what you're
worse.
talking about.
There's worse stuff for you out there.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It was cool. I got the box in the package at my front door today, and I saw my little BTR logo on the box. And I was like, that's cool. I never thought I would ever see that. So
That is pretty cool.
Mm.
Yeah, I have to get your link to the store and put it in the description and the show notes and stuff so people can check out
yeah, I mean,
the merch.
I would like to maybe get like an artist and get like us three to collaborate on something. Maybe have like a limited time, FPS podcast merch or something like that. I don't
Like
know.
a
Hell
like,
yeah.
like a scope shirt. That'd be pretty sweet.
Scope shirt, the scope, yeah.
We could do something there. Yeah. Brainstorming.
I
All
like
right.
it. I like it.
Hashtag ad for sure. Yeah, along with the damn, yeah, I was just reading chat. Along with the people faking stuff on YouTube, it's also the stupid pranks where people just like roll up on people and like try to fight them or whatever. And that one guy got shot in the mall. It was pretty funny.
Dude, not
And
even
like,
that. That one guy that has like the security guards that's
Yeah.
walking around like the security guard, he got punched in the face by another
Good.
guy.
That
So
dude's the most
finally,
annoying. Yeah, and his security guard looks like he weighs like what 180 soaking wet.
dude,
Dude's like,
he's
what's he
just
gonna
tall.
protect
He's
anybody
tall. He's
from?
tall and lanky. He's not a real security guard.
Yeah,
You
like what
probably
is he
found him
gonna
on
do?
Fiverr, I guess. I don't know if you could do
Yeah.
that, but definitely Craigslist,
I forgot the
security
guy's
guard.
name, but yeah, like talk about those pranks are just so exactly, dude. It's about time someone like if someone came up to you in the street like that and got in your face and was pushing you, like of course you're gonna hit them, right? It's like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so stupid.
yeah, it's just dumb. And like the lengths that people will go just to get clicks and views and stuff. And I guess it's been like that for a long time, but man, lately it's just been annoying. I need to just let it go and ignore it, but
You got to
it's
get
like,
off of this. I mean, it sucks because we find out a lot of our information and we do our content creation through social media, but there's just times and days where I need to just stay off it,
yeah,
or at least, I mean, if everyone could just disconnect for like a week and just come back, reconvene afterwards, I think the world would be better. So.
it
100%.
literally makes me start to hate humans, and I shouldn't be like that. Like it
Yeah.
literally, I just start hating people, and I shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So I have to get off there sometimes. Buff, what have you been playing? I kind of feel like you're like a COD refugee now. Like where are you wandering to? Like what do you got going?
I've been doing operator still and ground branch. I was messing around with that, and that's a lot of fun. So doing those two, I'm
How
gonna
you liking the new prone?
for ground branch.
Yeah,
I didn't even try it yet. Like I played it just a little bit and trying to figure it out, so I didn't even see how to go prone.
it's pretty cool. You can like see yourself in third person
Oh,
with
that's sick.
different camera angles, and you can run. And the animation they did for going prone is
Yeah.
nice, of like putting the hand out and like stopping
Oh,
himself.
nice.
And
Okay,
then
I did see that when they
being
did the updates, but I didn't do it in game yet because I
in
didn't even
game
look.
is different than seen on
Yeah.
Twitter. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even look at all the like control layouts. I just jumped in and was just messing around in the gunsmith and then jumping into some raids. I did the Bin Laden compound raid. That was like a lot of fun. It's good to play like those are the types of games that are pretty much right up my alley with Call of Duty. Just sit in a, we had the it's not even on our list, but everyone knows season 1 Reloaded went off without a hitch, so they're just obviously just doing so good over there, but a little bit over it.
Yeah, didn't it? Yeah, they broke everything, and Warzone was broken for like a whole day, and then they had to fix it overnight.
What else is new?
Yeah, kind of sad. So
It's really weird. Like Call of Duty is just kind of, you look at, I think, where 2019 was and how that was kind of a huge, like, revitalized the game and the series in general, and now here we are, and it just feels like it's the same old BS, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. So it just seems to be going downhill again.
I didn't realize how, what was it like? I didn't play Modern Warfare 2019 as much as some people did. I played, like a little bit, but now looking back at it, and some people were hating 2019 back in the day, and now people are looking at it with like different eyes, I guess, and now realizing where. I mean, don't get me wrong, Call of Duty 2019 had some weird skins as well too, and weird just decisions, but like compared to Modern Warfare 2, and even now compared to Modern Warfare 3, 10 times better than 2019.
A lot of my community,
sorry, 2019 is 10 times better than that. Sorry.
Right. A lot of my community was reinstalling that game and just going back and playing that and doing the Spec Ops missions and all that stuff. Just much better overall.
I mean, even seeing Crash go back to Modern Warfare 2,
dude,
and much S&D.
Yeah. I was gonna talk about that. Holy shit, man! If you got like,
you literally kill it. Like, it's like you. Oh my god! Can I just because like literally it is a night and day difference from how many games you win in Modern Warfare 3.
Oh, it's insane.
It's just completely dominating game after game after game, and it's like, wow, the simple fact of just adding footsteps.
If you guys
audio
want
in general,
audio in general, it's got a good vertical as well too. Like,
if you guys want a little pro tip, if you want bot lobbies in Call of Duty, I know all these Call of Duty creators make these. You want bot lobbies. This is what you do: VPN, try to get this server, geofencing, all that stuff. Have a burner account that you join. Reverse boosting. No. Install Modern Warfare 2. Oh my god, we don't lose a match. It's crazy. And we played Search and Destroy. I've streamed it over on twitch.tv/crash8. I've been streaming it over there, probably 4 nights over the last week, and a couple hour-long streams and some longer, like 6-hour streams on the weekend. And I think in all of those games, we've lost 3 or 4 matches in all those games. It's been insane. And I don't know. I know I don't know if I should call it a crutch because I listen for footsteps. I feel like in every other shooter game you can hear footsteps. So it's just a thing, like, except Modern Warfare 3. So maybe it's not me, but at the same time, dude, it's been crazy. So I can hear footsteps. I can hear people running. Like, there's a bunch of different ways and styles you can play that game. I will say the caveats. I like the little bit more responsive movement in MW3. I like the little bit longer time to kill and stuff like that in MW3. I like the maps. Maybe a little bit better in MW3, but just having those footsteps and having like a normal tactical, more style FPS game where you can actually use your brain and not just run to the center with a knife every single round and fight in the same doorways over and over has been really refreshing. And I also think it could be a combination of that, but I'm wondering if maybe not like the cheat developers and all the super tryhards and cheaters and stuff are on the newest game. And I'm not seeing like as many cheaters. Maybe the cheats don't support the old game, or people don't care enough about it to like cheat in it or whatever. But we've only, in all those games, I probably only saw like 1 or 2 cheaters. I was like, that guy's cheating.
I feel like the majority of cheaters are in Warzone too, because that's the free to play one. So with Warzone being upgraded to like the Modern Warfare 3 engine and stuff, that's where I feel like the majority of them are. Because I've been doing DMZ a little bit too. And like the same thing, it's just crazy how much better it is. And I mentioned this to you on stream the other day when you were trucking. I was like, it just the game overall looks better than Modern Warfare 3. I don't know what it is, the lighting or something. Like the game looks better, which is
it does
really weird, man. Really weird. Much better for sure.
And it looks better. I think the lighting and the textures are better, and the frame rate. I also get like 30 to 40 more frames, and I've seen that. And then I went like, you want to go conspiracy theory? Are first person shooter games like intentionally becoming less optimized because they're in bed with Nvidia and AMD to keep selling new GPUs. Like, to make you think that you need a new GPU because the game runs worse.
There's nothing that shows that it's not that way.
I guess so.
You know?
But it's like, man, like look at Battlefield 2042. It looks way worse than 5 and runs way worse than 5. And then you look at these Call of Duty games, and some of them look worse and worse, and they run worse. And it's like, what are we doing?
They team up with like Nvidia to promote the game and
the DLSS and all that stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
You might be onto something. You might be onto something.
We just turn this into a big conspiracy theory show.
You just know Crash is alive right now, and he wants to stay alive.
Yep, I do want to stay alive. So if anything happens, I didn't do it. Okay. Oh jeez, I don't want to get Clinton, please.
Depressed YouTuber hangs himself with a piano wire.
Yeah. Dang it, man. What's Jensen Huang or Yang or I know his name like Jensen, the CEO of Nvidia. He's he's gonna show up at my house probably. Dang it, man.
We're just talking shit.
Oh, dang it, dude.
You know too much, Crash.
I know. I figured it out. I unveiled the curtain between NVIDIA and AMD's massive money-making scheme with poor development cycles. Yeah. So there's that. Modern Warfare 2 is incredibly easy. So I've been playing that and American Truck Simulator. And then last night I played a little bit of Warzone and Gunfight. And Warzone is like...
terrible.
Dude, you would think it doesn't feel good.
Word you're looking for.
and for me, it's not even the game itself. Well, I mean, it was like they did break it, and there's some balancing things I definitely would change. But for me, what was making it not fun was every single gunfight was against like a YYCDL wannabe pro player. Everyone.
Everyone uses the same guns.
And it's the same gun. Yeah, of course. It's the meta thing. Everybody makes content around use this meta, and everybody looks at the same 2 sources to find out what meta to use, and everybody just uses it. And it comes back down to what I'm saying though, too, Buff, because of the the competitiveness. It's so crazy, man. Like, you would think if you played like 5 or 6 matches of Warzone, you're in lobbies with like almost, I know you count as one or your squad does, almost like 500 or 600 other players. And you would think once in a while you would come across a gunfight where you're like, wow, those people sucked. Like, they were terrible.
Dude, and
that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I was watching Irons today, and I know you work with him, and he seems like really legit and everything. But they ran into, I was watching like 20 minutes of his stream earlier, and they ran into just like, he was like, I think that was an AI player, because like this guy was just like walking up the street, like shooting and missing like every shot. And I was like, when the hell can I get a gunfight like that in that game? It's just, you never see that. It's just like you said, everyone's a CDL pro.
Yeah, he's also been getting a lot of stream snipers that have been
could have been that too. Yeah,
he's been getting stream snipers that just want to be on his stream, and they'll run by him and try to get killed by him and stuff like that too. Like,
that makes sense.
So just they can see their name pop up and stuff.
Yeah. I just overall, like with Warzone though, it's just, I don't know the difference between Warzone 1 and OG Verdansk, those first, like, I'll even give it the first year, like the fun factor then versus it's just not fun at all now. Like, there's no fun if you don't use the 3 to 4 weapons that J God tells you to use. The other ones are not competitive whatsoever. They nerfed all the other ones that would have potentially had a chance with this last update. So it's like, why play it if it's not fun, right? If our video game's supposed to be fun and we're just not having fun, so why? Like, just a waste of time. The game's just not fun. I don't know what went wrong, but it's definitely not fun whatsoever. It's just, it's annoying. And also the game's at the point now where you're just questioning every death. Like, is that guy a cheater? And people looking at you through walls all the time on the kill cam. It's like, how do you know anymore?
Yeah, it's tough to know. And yeah, I was just floored by the amount of competitiveness, because it used to be, I just wish it was like you get some variety anymore. Maybe the overall player base has just like eclipsed my old ass. Maybe that's something that's happened? Like,
Everyone
I don't
became
know,
a pro,
man.
you know.
I don't know, man, because like Warzone 1, like I was really good at Warzone. I was very good at Warzone 1. Like, I could go, I'd get a handful of wins every day, go in, do solos, get a handful of wins, have videos
And you haven't
like
aged
coming
that
out left and right.
much since Warzone 1
Yeah,
and this
yeah,
Warzone.
yeah, and it's just I can't even like if I get in there, I'll be like, oh wow, if I get 2 kills, like that's a high kill game. But then I go play DMZ and I can drop like 15 kills in a game, no problem. So there's definitely the game. I think the game they're just simplifying the game so much that it's just a no. You gotta play a specific style with specific guns, otherwise you don't stand a chance. And um, probably 70% of the player base is cheating, at least out of the PC folks. Like I willing to bet a lot. It's weird that they don't have console to console crossplay. You can only do crossplay with PlayStation. That's it. Like I can't play with Xbox. It's weird. I wonder why that is. It's almost like if consoles could play together, there would be no like PC would be a nightmare probably.
I would also, I would like to stick up for my PC player brethren here. No, I'm kidding. It's not like that. I think a lot of people cheat on consoles too, and I consider cheating like Cronus
I agree.
Maxes. Because
Yeah, definitely,
not really aimbot or walls or anything like that. I just see people. So a lot of times in gunfight, because it's just 2v2. So I will make note of what input the other people are playing on, and it'll oftentimes say controller, and if they're on a controller, I'll just like kind of pay attention. And sometimes, man, these controller players are making insane like super fast flicks and stuff, and there's no way you can do that on a controller. And controllers have a kind of a like a slow ramp up speed most of the time, and I'll see controller players that are just like a mouse, and there's no way. So and these Cronuses and stuff, you can just go, you can buy them on Amazon. You can go down to GameStop and get them. They're just readily available. They have scripts and macros built into them that work for Call of Duty. So you can essentially use hardware cheats on consoles. So I think it's everywhere. I will give it to you that I think there's way more like walls and aimbots and stuff on PC because you can run those on there a lot easier. I think you have to, if you want to do walls and crap like that on a console, you have to go to some pretty insane depths to like jailbreak them and stuff, which I doubt many people are into. But I think the Cronus thing is and having aim assist with a mouse is a huge issue because those stupid ass Cronus things are everywhere, like, and they're just readily available, and you don't get banned. You just plug them in and go.
Yeah, you're good. It's definitely a problem. So I think that's like another part of it. It's like you're always just like, is that a good player or is he cheating? And it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
And that's not fun. So you shouldn't be playing a game where you're questioning every death to a cheater.
And either way,
let's go play Power World now.
Power World.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sounds good.
Plenty of better games out there for sure.
Before we got crazy into it, I know a lot of people, I probably should have put this on the list, maybe like instead of Stalker 2 or whatever. We got to talk about this body cam game, right? Before we get like crazy into it, because we probably have some differing opinions. I feel like I talked to Buff a little bit earlier about it, so we might get into it a little bit. But if you guys haven't heard, like Big Fry and Jack Frags made videos about, they got to play test this body cam game from Rysad Studios, and so a lot of people have given feedback on it. Essentially, if you guys remember, it went viral, the body cam game, what was it called? Unrecord. Yeah. It went crazy viral last year, and it almost looks like this studio was like, oh shit, and like made something and beat him to the punch. Kind of saw that because they busted this out pretty quick. But I watched Big Fry's video, and he talked about how the maps and stuff in here weren't super crazy designed because most of all they were Unreal Engine assets, like showcase assets, and then they kind of made it look like this. So what's your guys' take on this body cam game, and how do you feel about it? And
I want to hear what Buff has to say about this, because we talked about it a little bit last time, but I want to know what the conversation between you two was before.
So I mean, I watched a good amount of videos that the community sent to me, and then just obviously the one that you have up there. And I mean, I thought it was awesome. I mean, I didn't watch like Big Fry's video or anything like that, so I don't know what the weapon customization was like in this build or anything like that. But I mean, it looks very, very like real to me. Like if this is something you were looking at. Like it's hard to tell. You almost do a double take. Is this a game or is it real? Depending on the map and the assets and stuff like that. The recoil is a bit insane. It looks like, but I mean, this is something I could definitely see myself having a lot of fun with. It looks cool. So in the plane, jump out of the plane here. Like I think if you have a good gunsmith and
The plane
customizations,
was kind of cool. Yeah.
yeah, like I think it has a lot of potential. So I liked what I saw. I liked the variety of weapons.
Potential. Keep an eye on it. All
Potential. Keep an eye on it. Yeah,
right.
it just depends on where they're going to take it. But the one thing that stood out to me is like how realistic it looked. Like I really originally was just like doing double takes uh, because of how good the assets in UE5 look. So I'm definitely excited about it. I liked what I saw, but again, how does it play? I don't know yet. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, that's what I'm more worried about is the way it plays. Also,
Mm,
the fact that they are just using Unreal Engine asset maps. I would like to
right.
see them come up with their own to see their take on map design. I saw like there's like basically they took like Nuketown and put it in. It took what was it, CS Dust, and put it in, but it's, of course, it's all
Mhm.
like super cool looking and Unreal Engine 5 Lumen, assets and stuff like that. Um it's for me, this is going to be a very, very small amount of players, I think, that enjoy this type of PvP gameplay, because th- this is kind of like the same thing with Arma PvP. If it's first person with that dead zone aiming, this is like
Mhm.
dead zone aiming, but to the extreme, because it has to simulate the points of aiming from a body cam perspective, not from
Right.
your like head perspective.
Which
Um,
it doesn't really seem like it's doing because a lot of the ADSs I see, like you're looking right through the sight. So
which is
it's
definitely,
supposed to
it
be a
feels more
helmet
like, I
cam, I think.
guess, I guess it is supposed to be a helmet cam instead of a chest body cam,
Yeah,
but that doesn't make sense because it's called body cam. So
yeah, yeah,
they also have to balance it because it is PvP playing. So I guess it's kind of just like they just, in all honesty, they just took a body cam reshade. I'm not saying there wasn't work that put into it, but it feels like they just took, like, if someone took a body cam reshade and just put a bunch of dead zone aiming, and boom, you got body cam PvP.
Man, that's what
Did
I
they
think.
did they say anything
Yeah.
about PVE? Because I mean, PvP, I
As
think
a
is like,
PvE, I think would be really nice.
yeah, that's
That's
what I
why I
would
think
prefer.
Unrecord is gonna do it so well, is because it's a single player game.
Story
It's
too,
Yeah,
right?
it's a story driven game, not open world, not PvP. It's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's supposed to tell a story of the eyes, or technically the camera of a police officer, and the stories of whatever it goes through that. So I feel like this is just another, like, because again, same thing with Crash said. They hopped on this very quick just to kind of get on top of the fad.
Ride the
I
wave,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, ride the wave, and then maybe they come out with something later.
hmm
I don't think. I mean, I get, maybe if I get my hands on it, I might have a different opinion. But from everything I've seen, from Fry's gameplay to YouTube to Twitter to their Steam page, all of it is just, hey, we took a bunch of assets, put it together, made a game. That's it.
yeah.
Like, it
I
doesn't
definitely
scream,
prefer
I don't know.
PVE for
Just,
sure.
yeah, and again, if they do add some PvE elements and becomes like, a more, but then again, I could do the same thing with Ready or Not. I could put it, they have like they have the unrecord body
Mods for
cam
it.
reshade. Yeah,
Yeah,
for Ready or Not. So you could have the
that's
same
sick.
effects, and then do with, like, PvE stuff. So it's like nothing here screams this is next gen other than Unreal Engine
Right.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that stood out to me is like how, like, I originally, if you're looking like it, I was doing double takes just because it looks, the way the camera is, like, right, like some of these clips we're seeing, it's just like you're looking and that's like that looks very similar to like some of the body cam like Ukrainian footage you're seeing here and
Yeah.
there. So like
Yeah.
if they could do stuff like that, like you said, Blue, like different maps, things like that, like I think it'd be really cool for a PvP, but again, I would definitely prefer like a PvE option as well.
Here
I liked
comes
the falling out the plane, I
that looks
guess.
cool.
I
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool aspect for like instead of just like loading into a map, you jump off the plane and it's all like
That's
everyone's
awesome.
doing it on their own. It's not like a scripted event, um, where it's like you don't have control over your character. You actually got to run out the plane. Um, but then also
That's
I saw
cool.
like there's a certain part where like I guess if it's like last man, there's like a last man standing game mode, where it's like 5v5, 6v6. I don't know exactly how much, and then whoever dies ends up becoming a drone. I think from what I've seen. So then like all I saw was just the drones would fly around and just bother the other guy from
Oh
the other
god.
team, just flashing lights at it. And I just
I
That would
thought
saw
be
that was
that.
that
really
would be a
strange.
really annoying. Oh
Yeah, I
no.
was like, that's stupid. If that's the case,
Yeah.
like if you
That'd get
die,
old.
maybe have a spectator cam, cool, but don't actually have a physical drone that can. They're not like quiet drones. There's like just super loud fans going off, and then it's just
Oh god.
you know, yeah, it's just flying around. You could bother the last person alive, or the other enemy team. So
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure you could probably shoot at it, but if you imagine being the other guy having 4 enemy drones just bothering you, flashing lights at you or something. I don't know what I saw exactly from the gameplay, but
That'd be terrible. Are
yeah,
you ready for old man Grumpy Crash? I guess.
Bring it on,
I think
please.
it's cool. I think the artist direction is like cool that they thought of this. They got it to look really neat, and I'm all for innovation in the space. But to me, it just doesn't make any sense. I feel like it's a novelty thing that
it
you'll probably play a couple
is.
times, but making it PvP sounds kind of silly. I like the
Mhm.
idea of Unrecord being a story better. I think that fits with kind
Yeah.
of the art style and the novelty of this. But also from an immersion standpoint, it irritates me because they're like it's super immersive, but if you're going through this, if you're pretending to be this person and you're controlling the character, you're not going to be looking through your own perspective, through your own body cam. You're going to look through your eyes. That's why the unrecord makes a little more sense to me because it's kind of like found footage or whatever, but you're controlling it.
It
But
is
like
more. That it feels
it's
like
kind of
more
like
than
that.
this.
But like
Yeah,
this one is like they're trying to be immersive. Your PvP, like if I'm going into like clear a room and look for bad guys, I'm not going to be looking at a screen of my body cam. I'm going to use my eyes. So the
I don't
full
know.
immersion
Right.
thing doesn't make sense to me.
It
The
looks so dumb. Like I'm watching the gameplay of like automatic fire up a staircase, and the gun's just jumping all around. Like,
All over the place. Yeah. It's like
dude,
all over
I
the
would be
place.
so upset if I'm actually trying to compete in a PvP match and I
now
can't
Yeah.
flip side,
get
like
my shots on target.
if I'm going to argue with myself, which I do occasionally do that, you c- the content from this is really cool because you can use the footage from it to tell a story, and then it kind of makes sense, like for people to
Yeah.
watch your video of you
Oh, for
in this and stuff.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Content
sure.
creation be
Yeah,
great.
But for the immersion itself, it seems really silly that I'm looking through my own body cam while I'm doing this stuff because it makes no sense whatsoever. So yeah, that's my take on it. I do want to play it, and it does have novelty, and it does have my respect because the whole genre thing is something different. Now, I'm not saying these guys maybe like got some inspiration from Undercord and put it together kind of fast, like that kind of thing. And there's reshades that can do this in other games. So I mean, you can go whoever thought of it or whoever's idea it was. All in all, this new genre is exciting because it's something different and it's cool looking. But I just don't feel super excited about it. I feel like it's something I want to experience once so I can kind of get that feel and see that rendered on my own screen. But past
right.
that, that's not something I'm gonna like be crazy about and spend a bunch of hours on. Boom.
Yeah, I
So,
hear you. I kind of agree with that. If it were
that's why I said it's gonna be a
PVE,
small player
I'd spend
base.
more time. Yeah, I'd spend more time PVE for sure. PvP, I feel like you get, like you said, Blue, with the amount of like the crazy recoil there. Like, depending on the caliber, especially like, but even like I saw some footage of like a Scar H, and it was bouncing all over too. Like a Scar H does not kick that as much as people think it does. Like when you watch
No, they think they're
full
away.
auto
They think mini cannon inside
yeah,
your
no,
arms. Yeah.
it's very lightweight and it shoots relatively flat. And I saw like Uzi, like some 9x19s just like bumping all over the place. So that would be
I'd be
frustrating
pissed.
if you're
I'd be very
dying.
frustrated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, again, I think it's gonna be a small player base that enjoys it, and then that's it. I don't think it's gonna go very far.
Yep.
But we'll see if this studio. I think it's the studio's like, hey, we put this out there and this did kind of successful. Maybe now here's our next project. Maybe this is their start into. I don't know if they have any other games, at least not on Steam. Actually, they have one that's also being developed. Actually, now I'm looking at it. What? Yeah, it's called Worst World,
Pal
and
World?
it's a zombies multiplayer survival game. But it's
Ooh.
the graphics of like a polygon or like a battle bit, but not battle bit as in like just everyone's a block, but like that, the poly looking characters.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not. Yeah, and that's also coming soon too. So interesting that they are putting out body cam, but now they're also doing this too. And how big is the team? Now I'm out. Now I'm a little bit worried because what if? I'm just okay. I'm gonna call. Not gonna call it, but I'm gonna put something out there, and people might get upset at me that enjoyed the game. What if, I'm just saying, what if these two games, they just used a bunch of assets, right? Because they've already shown that they've used assets from Unreal Engine 5 for the maps for body
Yeah.
cam. What if they're doing the same for this game as well too, and they're just pumping out games right now?
Could be.
What if they,
That's
I'm like,
possible.
what if they pay? You don't know how much you got to pay for body cam,
Right.
what if it comes out and it's horrible, because like small playtest means nothing to me nowadays, especially when it comes to multiplayer servers. Small playtest means nothing.
Right.
I want to see when because there are going to be a lot of people that join the servers. Again, this is all speculation. I could be wrong, and I hope maybe I am wrong, but I like to maybe the early access has brought me down, and I'm just a big like just mad at the world, I guess, because every time I see a new game that comes out, it just does horrible, or is a scam of some sort. I'm not saying it's a scam, but I'm also saying just keep an eye on these guys, because if I didn't click on their developer tag on Steam, I would have never known about their other game that's also coming soon.
Yeah.
And then that makes
do
me
you think
wonder,
it's-
like how long has this been coming soon? Did they give up on this game? Did they are focused on body cam? Like,
Do you think it's just like a showcase for UE5? Because originally that's kind of what I was thinking. Like it's just a showcase of like some things you can
I
do.
would give them more credit if that's what they were doing, if that's what they came
Mhm.
out and said.
Yeah.
But if I, check it out and I look at the, like right here, the description is it's supposed to be an ultra realistic multiplayer first person shooter.
Mm.
But then they also say using the latest technology of the next gen game engine, Unreal Engine 5. So that could be a thing, actually. They could just be like hired by Unreal Engine 5 to showcase this, but I don't even think this is the best way to show it.
I don't either. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Remember when I said that? Okay. I don't know how big the team is. On the body cam Steam site, it says right here, developed by two French video game enthusiasts, aged 17 and 20. So it's made by two guys.
Pretty impressive, honestly.
I mean, is it though? Like,
I really think it's like an Unreal asset map.
It could be.
And then they
Could
put
be.
it is.
body cam
It is just
reshade on it.
dude. It is. It really is though. Like everyone recognizes, dude. People recognize this from other games that have showcased the same style of lighting to showcase Unreal Engine 5 games, the same exact maps. Someone did it for, what was it? Blue Drake's game. They made like a little mod for it. Use the same maps. Ground
saw
Branch,
that, yeah.
I think, has one of the same maps as well too, just better looking. And I don't know, man. Like, there's too many red flags that are popping off the more I look into it right now. And I get it, like if you had fun playing it, cool. But for two guys, and I'm not saying, oh, well, like solo developers can't make cool games. Yeah, clearly we look at Road to Vostok, but that's also a single player game. Can't really compare that to a multiplayer game. And then on top of that, now they're looking at making another open world multiplayer zombie survival game, which that takes a lot too.
Yeah, it's got red flags to me.
I don't like
Um,
it. I don't
yeah,
like it.
we'll see how it plays out. We should probably move on because we just spent 45 minutes on our intro. Um, quote unquote. Whatever. All right. Halo. It's changing. Big changes. And yeah, I want to get into this a little bit because there's some stuff to break down. So first off, some of the changes coming to Halo Infinite, it really feels like, in my opinion, a step back in content. And we've already heard rumors, and we've heard, I think they've confirmed officially that the next Halo is going to be on Unreal Engine 5, which when we get a little bit later into this discussion is going to sound even more insane when we talk about how much money they allegedly spent on the Slipspace engine and on this game. But in a nutshell, Halo Infinite is killing its seasonal model in 2024. 3 years after its initial launch, the live service multiplayer shooter is shifting towards more bite-sized 20-level battle passes, arriving every 4 to 6 weeks. So instead of the big 100-tier battle passes and full big seasons, they're cutting down to bite-sized, like, what did they call them? Operations, I think is what they called. Goodbye seasons. Yep. So January 30th, it's shifting away from seasons. Operations are replacing season with content updates planned too. So in all honesty, all they're really committing to is a new battle pass. Content updates are going to be sporadically placed in there as well. So it really seems like a step back. Operation Spirit of Fire isn't the only thing arriving January 30th, so that's a new one. They are going to be adding Mark IV armor core free for all players, the ability to swap shoulders across different armor cores, and a new 4v4 arena map named Illusion. So the map does look pretty cool, but what's wild to me is just like we're taking a step back already content wise. It's trending in that direction for a game that was supposed to last 10 years. And they're already working on the next one. So there's some cool skins and stuff in this. They said they're going for nostalgia with some of the older like assault rifle skins, and things like that. There's some new fun headed your way in Forge, including Covenant themed items. Trying to check through here, but yeah, there's some updates and some new assets coming to Forge that people can work with. Again, don't sleep on Forge, like the Forge Falcons that made the Halo BR. They're making it like a rebirth on Resurgence Island. They remastered or they recreated the Alcatraz map or the Rebirth Island, and that's supposed to be releasing soon from them. So that's pretty cool. There's also a flood themed item coming to Forge as well. Big team battle will be getting 3 community maps added to the rotation in February, as well as refreshes to Husky Raid Squad Battle and Firefight. So lots of stuff coming into Forge. Again, that's probably, in my opinion, the bright spot of Halo Infinite's multiplayer is all the stuff you can find and do in Forge with the user generated content. So so that's part of it. So it's cutting back on seasons. They're going to operations that are smaller. And then I also wanted to talk about, it sounds like the unannounced Halo Battle Royale project from 343 Industries and Certain Affinity, codenamed Tatanka, could allegedly be canceled in a new Xbox era episode. The podcast founder, Nick Baker, who he's been accurate with Microsoft and Xbox leaks before, he hinted at the possibility of Tatanka or the Battle Royale's cancellation. The project has allegedly been shelved or canceled, according to Baker. Claims regarding the supposed end of Tatanka floating around social media, but ultimately he states we don't know if they're true. But sounds like there's rumors from reliable sources that that's not happening. And it seems weird where we know that 343 Industries has post teasers of like Spartans dropping in that says, where are we going to drop and all that stuff. And they talked about something big and new for the franchise coming. Certain Affinity has worked on the largest project and saying over 100 developers. The studio that was allegedly working on Certain Affinity. So it sounds like they were putting a bunch of resources into it. So dude, it just sounds like that they're giving up on that. And it sounds like, again, not a lot of this. So we have to put the caveat out there that not a lot of this is official release information. But the rumors are out there that Halo's really kind of switching directions. Sounds like they're kind of in a way cutting their losses a little bit with Halo Infinite, and which those losses were quite big. So to tie this all together, the reason I wanted to talk about it sounds like they're cutting back with Infinite. They're not doing the BR this go around, which I know a lot of people were excited about. But according to a new rumor, this is not new. Sorry, that's what the article said. But this is back from 2019 when it was getting ready to launch. that the game was by far the most expensive budget that's been in development and it's said it was multiples of Red Dead Redemption's 2 development. And there were leaks on like 4chan and stuff that were saying in the court documents and Microsoft's when they went back and forth with Sony, they redacted how many. It said millions and it said years that it took. And allegedly sources have leaked that it was over $500 million
Oh my
to
God.
make to create the slip space engine
Lord.
with hundreds, if not thousands of employees, and then bring the game out in the state that it was in. You guys remember how it launched, and that was
Dude, it had nothing when it launched.
yeah. And then you have Infinite, right, which was supposed to be the namesake, right? Like you think Infinite, you think going on, like continuing
Forever, yeah.
and then it was supposed to be 10 years, and now like 4 years into it or whatever, they're dialing it back after spending allegedly $500 million. They created the slip space engine from scratch. That was supposed to be the engine for Halos going forward.
Maybe
and it's like
the next Halo will
man,
be
what do we
better. I don't know.
This is just
Maybe they should try content potentially. I don't know.
what I see.
Well, the thing, dude, they took out okay, can we just like remind people who probably forgot what this game released, what didn't release with for that amount of money? That no co-op campaign. And these are like things that were originally that came with prior Halo titles. No co-op campaign, no Forge. All the cosmetics that you guys remember earning yourself, you have to pay like $20 to $30 for. You know, just for a color. Like remember the color red? You have to pay for that.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh my god. No Forge at launch. And now even it's funny that it's like it took the Forge Falcons to make their battle royale when 343 couldn't.
The game also got delayed an entire year from the launch trailer.
That too.
When
That
when
too.
was it? When was it originally supposed to come out? 2020,
Right? Or 2019?
Because it released 2021, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to
released
come out.
right before Battlefield.
I just remember they posted that first gameplay trailer and all the models and textures looked horrendous and everybody made fun of it. And then they delayed it a year.
What's that brute's name now? He's like Greg? No, maybe I don't know. He's a meme now. Everyone loves him now though.
Yeah, he became a meme. But yeah, and then they delayed it a whole year, and you have like this many resources behind it, delay it, and then now you're like cutting bait. Is just crazy, man.
I really think though, I really think this, and I think Battlefield 2042 might be another good example of
Craig.
Like the COVID development. You know, everybody working from home, they weren't prepared, things like that. Because those are two big name franchises, Battlefield and Halo, that came out. When did they come out? October and then November of 2021, right? So it's like, you know, you're still working from home at that point as a developer. Yeah. I mean, not to say, you know, I don't know what the development cycle was for either game, but it just seems like they both released at the same time. They were both underdelivered like immensely compared to their previous titles or what we all remember them being, right? So I don't know if you chalk this up to COVID, and maybe they're okay. We invested how much into this? We dial it back, and we need to kind of go back to the drawing board and actually release like a full-fledged game with content. Or maybe it's an example of the model of gaming changing to this the quote unquote loot box type system where everything's available in store, microtransaction, everything, and that's leaving games without content these days. Could also be a good example. I think we see the same thing with Modern Warfare 3, right? It was just all Modern Warfare, OG Modern Warfare 2 maps at launch.
And as much as I want to like people, I think Corona was not the best excuse for them, especially because you look at, okay, if it was coronavirus, then maybe delay it a little bit more, and then then it still launched with the content. But the fact that they didn't launch with the content that was in past games, and then they added those microtransactions on top. Same thing with the Modern Warfare series. Like it's just greed at the top.
Well, there's no way if they
down.
if they really did put that much money into it, there's no way they could have kept delaying it. They had to start recouping some of that.
Exactly.
That's a lot of
And
money.
try and microtransaction everything. Like you look
Get
at
what they
Modern Warfare
could.
20.
Oh yeah, a
like,
delay cost it would cost so much money for them to delay another year. So
but also you got Activision
oh,
making
man.
billions from the microtransactions, right? So they're probably looking at that and being like, oh, we gotta
Let's try to implement that
get out
too,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, we gotta go now while Warzone, because that was still OG. That was still Warzone or Verdansk 84, or maybe they moved on to the new map Caldera at that point, and like Warzone was like at a bad point, right? We were all just talking about when any game needs to step up and just come out. We had high hopes for these, so it makes sense that maybe they were both delayed, right? Maybe they both couldn't delay any further. They put too much time and effort into it, development assets, money, and they needed to push it out quick and try and take advantage of COD being in a lull and capitalize
Which
as
is
much as possible
why
on microtransactions.
I'm kind of looking forward to seeing the future of Halo now, to see maybe they put so much money into this new engine, to see maybe that this was more of like a testing ground, and maybe they do again, maybe they needed to recoup some of their losses of delaying already, getting yelled at by the top of just, hey, you need to like hurry up and make some money for us, because what was the first 343 Halo game? Halo 4, I think it was.
I can't remember.
I don't even know.
Because I think Halo 4 was, but regardless, I mean, and again, I've seen this before where people, when Halo 4 first came out, I remember when that game first came out, people were shitting on that game. People hated Halo 4, and now there's a lot of people, including myself, where I always thought I had fun with Halo 4 when it came out myself. I wasn't like a major, it wasn't a major disappointment for me, but it wasn't like the worst game ever. It was, I had fun for what it was, but then again, I did not put as many hours as I did Halo 2 and Halo 3. I put, and Halo Reach, oh my god, Halo Reach for sure. But I just I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see the future of how they come up from this engine.
I liked it.
Was the engine good? Like, was this engine
I don't think
a
so.
step up? Or
no, it had multiple issues when it first launched too. There were so
game
many
doesn't run
glitches. Great. It doesn't run. It still doesn't run great. So that's why I'm like, I feel like this was like a testing phase.
It's like
and
worse.
they just needed to recoup a tons of money.
It's almost worse. It's almost worse optimization than 2042, in my opinion. Just not necessarily based on just frames to frames.
Well,
that's what I was gonna ask.
But
it's on a smaller scale than Battlefield 2042.
Yeah. And it's probably runs on the similar frames. And you think Battlefield, like the servers and your CPU is like keeping track of 128 players and all this stuff going on. But I'm telling you, like I get about the same frames on a tiny Halo map with like 4v4. And that thing should be cranking frames, like with not that much going on, and the graphics aren't like insane or anything. Like I think they missed the mark with that engine pretty bad.
So you have two well-known, like besides Call of Duty, these are, I feel like, the next two big name franchises in the FPS market, right? And they both came out with new engines, which what you're saying, that and Battlefield 2042's engine was a step back from previous engines. So it's really like, what was all that about?
I mean, like you said, they got to go back to the drawing board, I guess.
Yeah, you see it, but to see it from both AAA studios is just so strange.
I think it's the greed, man. It's got to be the greed. What other reason would that be?
I think from Halo's case in particular, it's incredibly telling, right, that they're cutting bait and they're moving to Unreal 5. Like that screams lesson learned, and that the engine development probably had a lot to do with the shitty development, the lack of content. They had to work around all that stuff. It's what it feels like to me. Again, that's just me putting 2 to 2 together. That's not official information.
Well,
but
that's
just
what we hear from
like.
Battlefield also, right? The engine was the issues, and they had to like remake the whole game, and it was just a nightmare. Blah 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 blah. So
yeah, well, it's crazy how this paralleled 2042. I just envisioned the Spider-Man meme of them looking at each other like and pointing at each other, and this and they came out in the same year. And I remember making videos, and I'm like, man,
months apart.
I was like, this is going to be an FPS year for the ages. All 3 AAA FPSs are coming out in the same year. I was like, we got a new COD, we'll have a new Halo and a new Battlefield all in the same year. and then it just
all bombed.
farted
And the
all
thing
over
was,
itself.
like, the thing was that Call of Duty that year, what was it? That was
Unplayable.
Was
that was
that
the World War II one, I
the
think.
Vanguard?
Right?
What
Vanguard.
Yeah.
It was, yes, it was. It
it
was
was
Vanguard.
laser
And
guns with World War II.
it was terrible. So it's like the fact that these two games, Battlefield and Halo, couldn't take on that and the mess that was Warzone with the Caldera map is just pretty pathetic. It's sad to see. Hopefully they both get their shit together going forward, because I think, like, as gamers and just like consumers in general, we deserve better. And these companies are making billions on Call of Duty. Activision making billions on microtransactions. The thing is if Halo and Battlefield released a good game in addition to microtransactions, they'd be making billions of dollars too. But
Yeah. I don't.
I think that you're right, Blue.
It
They
must have been.
agreed and they
I
pushed
think.
it.
Yeah. It was the greed and maybe delaying it cost them more money, and Microsoft
Yeah.
was saying, "Hey, you need to
You
put
have
this out now."
investors. Yeah, think about the investors.
And I
So
know developers
yeah,
were probably trying to like, "Hey, this isn't ready. This is not ready to go out," and they went,
yeah,
"No, put it out there."
yeah. Like, you don't have a choice. You need to make it ready and get it
Yep.
And,
out. Because, like,
that's why you have so many developers leaving nowadays. There's
yeah,
big, just exodus of developers leaving all these AAA studios.
hmm
True.
Now they're making their own studios.
All right.
hope they pull it together.
In the vein of more delays,
Yeah.
Stalker 2, baby.
Woo!
More delays.
So we
The
learned,
copium is real.
yeah, we learned through the developer direct that
Son of a bitch.
Stalker 2 is delayed until what, September 5th?
September 5th. 2 days after my birthday, and my birthday's September 3rd. So that's not a birthday present to me.
You're
But
gonna be pretty fired up, aren't you?
I wanted something to play during between now and whenever fucking other games come out. Like, I needed this.
There's
This was
gonna be stuff.
this was my
There's gonna
game.
be stuff. There'll be stuff to keep
What
you
do I
busy,
got to
but-
look forward to? Gray Zone Warfare. That's it. That's
yeah,
it.
that Delta Force is gonna be out this year at some point. So at
Division
least-
Heartland.
Yeah.
There you go. You got some sleepers.
That doesn't even have a release date either, man. There's no release date for that. All we know is that
sometime this
the
year.
Philippines put an ESRB rating. That's it.
Get
Was it the
excited.
Philippines? I don't remember. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Stalker 2 got delayed till September 5th. Some people might see this as like, okay, cool. If you got to work on the game, and they said it themselves, like, we want to make sure like this is the culmination of the entire, like, this isn't like people like I see this as like a Stalker sequel, but then also I feel like this is like what GSC has always wanted Stalker to be.
Mhm,
So that's a lot of pressure on GSC. And on top of that, having to move a studio from a war zone into a different country
mhm.
is a big task as well too. One of their main animators, rest in peace, passed away during the war fighting as well too. So
Man.
plenty of things have happened to this community. So I just want this game to come out right. I want this game to come out great. I want it to look good. I want it to perform well. In fact, I was even just talking about it today too. I think from what I remember, and I could be wrong about this, which is 9 times out of 10 what I am on the show. There's going to be PvP multiplayer, because I know a lot of people have been asking for a co-op Stalker experience, and they said the storyline will still be single player. It'll still be a single player experience. But I think because there is multiplayer PvP in the past Stalker games that apparently I just found this out today too during my Stalker stream. There's servers that are still up and running alive of people playing old Stalker games PvP, which is crazy to think that. This is
How
like
old are they?
2007. Yeah, like 2007 era, like
Sheesh.
late 2000s. It's
Jeez.
crazy. I might be getting a DM, someone yelling at me like, "That's not right, Blue." No, okay, never mind. Okay.
Thanks for the engagement, punk.
Thanks for the engagement. But anyways, yeah, it's that's it. That's all we know. September 5th got delayed. We'll just have to wait and see if it actually performs well and is up to the hype. Because again, a lot of people people were on both sides. People were very upset that it got delayed because they did say quarter one as well, and that didn't happen. So, and we were even talking about it last stream. We were like, oh, Xbox Direct's coming out, Xbox Showcase. We might see a release date. You might see something big. It might shadow drop. No, they made sure to put it out there before
Nope.
we all got too carried away with the hype. So.
Yep. Is this the first time that it's had a release date? In the past, did they just have a window, and now this is the
They've
first
had
time
release dates. No, they've
they've
had
had
release
dates?
dates. They've
Damn.
had proper dates. So
Dang it, man.
yeah, that's why. But they said, I think they even said like, look, this is it. This is the last day. If we don't make this, hold our feet to the fire. You know. So at least they're taking initiative on that, and they're owning up to like, hey, listen, we understand the past is the past, and if people don't understand, you know, if they don't want to stick around for that, I completely understand. But this is our date. That's what we're gonna stick to. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see GSC. We'll see how you do. Again, there's gonna be people that absolutely will do anything for GSC. I'm not gonna lie though, the pre-order bundle really nice. I gotta hold myself to not pre-order.
No
But this is one of those
pre-orders.
like this is one of those pre-orders that like it's like
No
OG
pre-order.
pre-orders where you got like physical items,
Oh man.
you know, like a little statue. There's a little like artifact lamp as well too. Looks like it's like an artifact container. You open it up and inside is an artifact and
That's
it
pretty.
glows. So
That's
that's a
pretty
little
cool.
lamp. You get like a map of the entire zone. You get dog tags. I mean, it's actually a good amount. You get the soundtrack, an art book. You know, like this reminds you of like OG like ordering games back in the past and getting like those special.
Yeah.
I actually what there was one more thing that I had in there too, but yeah, that's the only reason why I would do it, is just because I know I'm getting physical merch. But then again, I also think about Fallout, when people were pre-ordering that to get a full helmet and
The helmet.
canvas bag, and that didn't really work out too well for them. So
That's fine. Oh, look at that screen. Q1 2024. Dang it.
yeah,
Bad.
yeah. You can even go back and go look at some other trailers. I feel like even on their, I don't know if they updated it, because on their what was it, on their Steam page, their main trailer. And if I actually, Stalker 2, when was the original release date? Oh, they ain't put it out there. Oh, now it did change to December 5th. There was an original date. I think it was like August.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, they changed it. They took it out. So, I mean, good, because they needed to. But
Crazy. Well, hope the wait's worth it. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
yeah, mod support day one PC. I think for
Oh, yeah.
console though, I mean, the fact that it's gonna come on console too, and that's what I'm a little bit worried about too, is that they had to optimize it. But
Is it
we'll
doing
see.
the old? Is it doing the old stuff?
You mean?
The old consoles?
PS4s and stuff. I don't think so.
I think it's
Hope
just
not.
new. I think it's just new,
Nice.
because it's Unreal Engine 5. So,
Yeah, I don't think it
and they
was
said it's
old.
60 F. Yeah, I think it's 60 FPS on console
Yeah.
for the new Xbox Series S, X, and PS5. So yeah, I don't think they're doing PS. There's no way they're doing PS4.
Nice. All right, then. Let's see. You want to talk about what's on X?
What's on X?
Do we talk about what's on Buff's X? I don't know.
I'm surprised Buff is still not banned right now.
Yeah, me too. He's a
I don't
wild
get
man.
banned.
He's a wild man
I
over
don't
there.
get. Oh yeah, he texted Elon, hey, listen, there's some dumbasses that are messing with me. Just letting you know, you might get some reports with my name on it.
Just sweep those under the rug, pal.
I messaged him. He was like, yo, Buffy, no problem. I got you. If you need a new Tesla, hit me up. And I was like, hell yeah, Elon. Talk to you later.
Get 3 of them.
Don't get the Tesla, because you know this is gonna be, the world's gonna end and your Tesla won't work.
I don't think
In a
anything's gonna work.
1985 Chevy, brother.
Old square of a body, brother.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, so I found a few things, along with not much going on FPS games. There's not that much going on X. I did see this. A lot of these are from Deserto because there's just not much going on. But currently the Pal World, I know that's been crazy. Basically Pokemon with guns. Everybody's been talking about playing Pal World. It's like 1.5 million players online or something crazy.
Huge.
But the devs, I have a lot to say, not a lot to say about this one, but it says currently the devs are receiving slanderous comments against our artists. We're seeing tweets that appear to be death threats. And like,
I saw that.
so it's terrible and these people have no life. Why
So
give them
move
this
on.
platform?
Yeah.
Why talk like this? Just encourages that shit more. The people doing that are absolutely basement dwelling troglodytes and idiots and like so stupid. But at the same time, and then it's like, oh shit, I'm also talking about him on my show. Crap. Well, I messed that up. But anyway, yeah. I just think the people that do this are so stupid. And I wish that we just ignore them and block them and move on. Yeah.
A lot of unintelligent people out there, unfortunately.
It's rough. It's rough. Which is what's on X segment usually devolves into.
I think that's we can highlight the majority of them in this segment right here.
We might have to get rid of this segment. I don't know. So the other one was this. I thought this was sort of interesting from Asmongold, and this we can get into like a little bit of Buff's controversy too if we want to. Don't have to. I don't care. The success of Palworld proves that the only thing customers actually care about is a good game. The game has AI, slavery, bestiality, potential copyright infringement, and it's a video game. He says these are pretend problems that people don't actually care about. Make a good game and people buy the game. It's simple. And I thought that was really interesting. It's like when it serves people argument, people like act like they care about this stuff. But then when the game's good and they have fun, all of a sudden they don't care about this kind of stuff and just play the game. So it's like,
a good point.
I thought this was like a pretty profound tweet.
And I think look how the game's performing. It's huge.
Yeah, and it has all these questionable things in it that people would generally, like get all up in arms about. But since the game's good and they're having fun, everyone just plays it and moves on. And that's like my whole problem with everybody's like beefs on Twitter and stuff. They'll only use this stuff in an argument if it benefits them. And if they really wanted to go into this, it's like nobody is like perfect. Like, I mean, we're all, tweeting from devices. Like we're tweeting from iPhones and stuff where they have actually had to put nets outside the factory because people try to kill themselves and jump out of the buildings. And like all this stuff's made by like sweatshops and things like that. Yeah. And we still use it and stuff. And like,
exactly. Yeah.
It's just crazy how arguments and stuff tend to devolve into just like name calling and virtue signaling that instead of actually
what
having
happens
discussions
on Twitter. Oh my god, dude! Anytime my conversations with Stalker on Twitter would be like, hey, like you can play whatever you want, just name calling, just some of the dumbest things, N-word, racist comes out, like.
But yeah, I just see this. I just see this all the time, man. Like
that's the thing but like it's a video game, right? And it's supposed to be fun. And to your point, exactly. Like it has all these things in the game, but people are having fun. That's what a video game should be, and they always used to be. And now, just everyone takes everything so seriously and gets offended by everything. Just I mean, this tweet's beautiful. Make a good game and people are gonna play it. Don't focus on the money. Like look at the 1.5, what is it? What's like 1.5 million players concurrent at the time, I think I saw, or like a little over a million, like 1.1.
Make good game, people buy game. It's like very caveman fucking speak.
It's like when you see those like updates like from like New York Times, like experts say gym class and exercise is better for your long-term health. It's like, no shit. Come on.
You know what's even crazy, dude? This game isn't even $60. It's $30 and it's on sale for $26. Like
that's funny.
And they made
so much money off of this game and they didn't even have to charge $60 for it.
They're
or do monetization or pre-orders or
Yeah, where did it just came out of nowhere too. I never heard any advertising or anything.
Then again, we're probably not in like the spaces to know. I'm pretty sure all the Pokemon fans might have been knowing about this.
I don't know. I don't know.
But I mean, just give. I mean, and then literally 3 months, not 3 months, 3 days later, a freaking Pokemon mod came out.
Yeah,
now I can see Pikachu running around with an AK-47. Like,
yeah, that's awesome.
It's funny.
It's so cool. Like. And then there's PvP going to be coming as well too. So it's like this whole game, like it makes me want to try it out. Like, in
Is
honesty,
it
I love survival games. I like open world building games. There's guns in it.
Yeah,
The
it's
artwork
great.
is a little bit weird, but
But Chad in chat says it's early access. So is that
Oh
true?
yeah,
Is
and
it
it's early
still?
access.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's not
amazing.
even a full game yet.
That's
It's like
amazing.
this.
Come on.
This is like early access done right, where it's like it's not
Yeah.
in alpha, it's not in beta. It's actually a game that's just continuously
Right.
being worked on, not a
Mhm.
game that requires people to develop it. I guess you know what I
And
mean.
that's I think like a really good lesson to look at. Look at this game as an example. The amount, like, look at the price tag on it, right? Look at the amount of sales they've and concurrent players, and it's in early access. And then you have, going back to our earlier topic with Halo and Battlefield, we kind of touched on, like, those are major AAA studios that hyped those games up for years and
Yeah.
delivered, compared to this PAL world, like, that's
Uh-huh.
that's embarrassing.
And the fact that those
Make
are
a good
supposed to be
game.
not early access games. Those are supposed to be
Yeah,
fully
yeah.
fleshed out
I paid
full games.
$100 for Battlefield because I'm a clown.
Yeah.
Like, and this
It
game's
happens, man.
30. Like, make a good game. Get
People
what
buy
stuff.
game.
Make
People
video.
have fun.
Yes, good game. This is insane.
I think
It
that's how
seems
you have
like
to
this.
start talking from now on to these
I think
devs
it
and these
is. Yeah,
days.
like a caveman. It's like, but we go through this
Make good
topic
game.
all the time, though. We've had this conversation so many times with like Halo, Battlefield, and just games in general. Just this
And
is a
then
good example, so I'm
we had the
glad.
conversation. Exactly. This is a great like a good example to be like, look, we talk about this all the time, but here's an actual game that did what we
Yeah,
keep talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Right, and it kind of parallels, like, this obvious. If anyone's into like movies and box office and stuff like that, you look at like um Godzilla minus one, like the budget for that movie. If anyone's
Oh
familiar with,
yeah.
like, the budget for that
Super
movie
small.
was, yeah, super small, and it crushed it in the box office compared to like movies nowadays. Like, you look at your typical Marvel movie, like, you're like hundreds of millions of dollars for that. And I think Godzilla minus one was, it was like 15 million. Maybe that's a little low. I can't remember, but it was
It's
substantially.
pretty yeah.
And that's a good example of, it kind of parallels us. Like, create something good, and people are going to go see it or buy it. So
Mhm.
simple, but for some reason the AAA studios can't do it.
Yep.
So
So
funny too. I think this game powered. You can have like human slave labor too. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's amazing.
yeah.
It's just mindless fun. It's how it
And
should
if these same people didn't like hated the game and wanted to argue about it, they would be up in arms that it had that in the game. And that this was the biggest takeaway from this tweet and why I wanted to talk about it. These are pretend problems that people don't actually care about.
It's true.
People
That's
just
true.
bring this shit up when they have nothing else to say. It's not a real problem.
They must have they just have a really boring life. Their life sucks. They need to victimize themselves and a product. That's just the world we live in.
The other thing, breaking news.
Breaking news
On also on X, I saw Riot Games. So huge studio, right? Valorant, League of Legends, among others. Huge. Minutes ago, we shared an important update with writers about the future of Riot Games. Here, what these changes mean for our games, what players can expect from us next. Essentially, what happened in this is that they are laying off 530 employees, I believe.
I didn't remember that. Yep.
11% of their staff is getting laid off. And I've heard rumors, we've seen rumors from different industry outlets and insiders that there's going to be a lot more layoffs this year. And I mean, games are still making a decent amount of money, but I still think that we're going to see a lot of layoffs. And it's not because games are dying, it's because our economy is absolute dog shit. And it's just so expensive for these studios to keep people on, that when how much it costs for people to have employees in today's economy, and how much employees have to be paid just to be able to buy groceries with like how bad inflation and stuff is. But yeah, they're reducing the size of its Legends of Runeterra team. It's a minimum of 6 months salary, cash bonus, career support, and personal computer to those impacted. So they're getting like a little bit of a severance package, but just shitty.
No job. Yeah,
Sucks. It's
that
never
is bad.
it's never good when people get laid off, but from what I understand, this is going to be a trend that we're going to see in gaming over the next year or so, and also probably within every sector because our economy's ass.
It's unfortunate too, because like the quality of games just seems to not be good at all.
It-
So
If you're talking about economy stuff real quick, just for 2 seconds, I went to Sam's Club yesterday, and I get it. You pay more for like big bulk stuff, but I bought two things. It was a thing of detergent and a thing of like dishwasher pods, right? It was like $45
yeah,
for two things in the cart.
insane.
Yeah,
Looked at my wife, I was like, "Are you kidding me? This
Dude.
used to be like way cheaper, man." Like,
yeah. It's going to like get groceries and stuff is so painful. Like
ugh,
even if you like just go to like Walmart or like our little Kroger stores or whatever and just like get a few
yeah,
things in your
man,
cart, you're gonna spend $100. Like
Yeah,
you
easy.
can't spend less than $100 and get anything.
Even getting like the brand, the name brand, not the unnamed brand, like the Walmart brand stuff. You know,
Right, right.
like you're still paying some.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's another that we need another channel for that. Just to talk about that.
Big time economic political
Jesus.
podcast incoming. Oh
Hell
geez.
yeah.
One more thing. We should probably move on. I'll probably tie this into the quick shots a little bit too because I want to talk about Siege. The other thing I saw on Twitter that was kind of cool is the streamer Jinxie crossed 140,000 subscribers on the platform. That means he's earning approximately $350,000 per month just
Oh my
in
God.
subs. Just in
Dude,
subs. The dude's crazy.
I recently because of my recent initiation into Siege, I didn't know who Jinxie was at all. Never knew about this person. Didn't really, I wasn't in the circles to know about it. And then someone mentioned, I think I was with Abel. We were like hanging out with him, and he's like, "Yeah, don't." I was like, they're telling me people who to watch to learn about Rainbow Six Siege, and then someone said, "Don't watch Jinxie," and I was like, "Who's Jinxie?" I looked
Yeah.
up Jinxie, and just the first thing I saw was the face like 2 inches from the
Like
camera,
this?
like
Yeah.
eating it. Yeah, just I'm like, what is this? And then I think was it Dexerto, I think was it as well too. Also posted that he was like the fastest growing
Yeah.
content creator. And then
Yeah.
now, of course, now he's 140,000. But like he went from like I think it was like a year of streaming to like one person to now
Yeah.
over, however
Yeah.
much it is. So it's like over 10,000.
Yeah.
Again, I told my wife as a joke, like, I know there's ways for me to get rich right now on the internet. I'm just not gonna freaking make myself do shit like that. Like,
Yeah, the dude is crazy, man.
and then
He's
like
a
and then
lot.
he did one. I saw like a clip where he was talking to like an OnlyFans girl, and then she started doing something on the stream, and he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, it's just
Oh, yeah.
another, it's like it's one of the God. And the thing is, the sad part is kids watch this because it's on Twitch. And
Yeah.
Twitch advertises to kids.
I've never seen him do anything like really like crazy or bad or anything.
It's not him, it's the people around him.
Oh yeah. They're always trying. Yeah, people always try to get him in trouble
So,
because he.
and exactly, they're trying to like spew out the N word on his streams, and they're trying to
Oh yeah.
get him in trouble. So it's like, dude, you need to like, I mean, there's other ways to do this, and you need to look out who's around you because they could take down your entire career. I say that with like quotations in a second.
Yeah, but he's like, his streams are like so entertaining. He's so high energy. Me myself, I can only handle like 10 minutes of his stream just because he's like so
Yeah.
much. Fun fact, he did raid me one night. That was crazy on Twitch.
I did remember that actually.
Yeah, that
oh,
was
so
wild.
that's who did that.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
him. Yeah, it was him. And
You know what? I was watching his he was watching clips of like on Xbox of like Rainbow Six Siege players and stuff like that.
mhm.
He knows what he's talking about.
Dude, he's an incredibly good player.
He knows what he's talking
at
about.
Siege,
Again, it's like
holy.
nothing against him. It's the people around him that I'm like,
He-
dude, you need to watch out.
He is one of if not the best controller aimers in the world with like because Siege has no aim assist. And he's
Yeah.
done videos where he's like 1v1 some of the best PC pro leaguers and he's won some rounds against some pros
Jeez.
on PC and he's on controller. So like yeah, he's an incredible console Siege player. Really, really good at aiming. Holy shit. He's really talented, and the dude is nitro entertaining, especially for, I will say, caveat for the younger generation. But all that's to say is a lot of people, and I tell myself this all the time, especially with my Twitch stream, that what I do, it's like people will find you and you will grow if you're entertaining. And it just says loud and clear with like a lot of people think that they can just kick on a stream and they'll get paid. Like, I'm gaming anyway, I'll just turn on my stream. It's like,
Yeah.
you have to do something. And this is like a textbook example. This guy is insanely entertaining to a lot of people. And look what happened. So, yeah.
I just wouldn't want my son to watch it. That's just me, though.
But I respect what he did. He did it himself, you know, like he put the work and the time in, and he's one of one. What about this?
Quick shots.
Woo.
We got some quick shots. Let's do it. What we got?
It's moving right into Siege. The year 8 season 4 designer note. So the mid-season patch is coming out for Rainbow Six Siege. This one's kind of funny. The win delta per presence, it shows you like how often an operator is picked along with how often they win. And Tachanka's win delta is actually off the map. And I saw like
Really?
Varsity and Macy J thought that it was like that because cheaters often pick
Macy J,
Tachanka.
that was another person I was recommend to watch as
yeah,
well,
he's
too.
really good. If you want to learn like solo strats and
I
stuff,
heard he's a
watch
little
him play.
bit. People were like, he's a little boring, but
Yeah,
I think
he's
it's
the
more
game.
the detail, the technical aspect, which I'm definitely looking to.
Yep.
But after seeing how Tachanka plays in game now, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting that people thought maybe it was so high because of cheaters. But the big news is the new operators actually getting banned. Or not banned, Chimney Christmas, getting nerfed, decreasing. It's going to have like the freezer bombs, going to have 3 instead of 4.
You're going to ban them during matches anyway, so.
Yeah. Ace's Aqua Breacher is down to 4 seconds from 3.2. I think a lot of people pick Ace, including myself, because he has like one of the best guns in the game. And he's just really easy to use. Like Hibana is slow, Thermite is slow, Maverick takes time. With Ace, you can keep fighting, you can just throw the breacher and go on about what you're doing. So they're nerfing him a little bit because I feel like he's probably one of the most picked hard breachers because he's so easy to use and has a really good gun. And then Capcan is getting a loadout change, getting a bulletproof cam, removing impact grenades. That's annoying, but fine. Maverick's getting smoke grenades. I don't know why. Thunderbird's getting a deployable shield. I think this is really good because she's a textbook anchoring operator. Stay on site with the healing stations. Now she's got a deployable shield. No one really uses her very much. In a game with one-shot headshots at any health range, someone that heals you isn't super crazy strong. So they're trying to make her a little bit more strong with site setup and having a deployable shield. The Spaz 15 is getting some more recoil. And from Caviar and Thunderbird, their shotties. The G36 is getting some more recoil. I think this is good. A lot of entry fraggers use her with Yana and Ash, so that's good stuff. And then damage is being reduced on the SMG-11. I don't think that will affect very many players, 32, 35. With the SMG-11, super high fire rate and recoil, you're just going for that one shot dink to the noggin with that anyway. So that is a quick rundown of everything coming in to Rainbow Six Siege 2. All the cheaters are going to enjoy that very much. The next
Siege 2.
Quick shot I saw was we talked about Rewast and the finals getting it fixed. Allegedly Call of Duty maybe got their shit together, and it will allegedly close your game if it catches you using the Rewast program.
Alt F4 itself.
Yeah, they say it just closes it. I personally wish that you'd get banned and potentially thrown in jail.
Yeah, it won't ban you the first like couple times. It'll just close your game, which is weird.
Yeah, I don't think I would give people that long a leash.
That's like a practical joke instead of actually fixing the problem.
I get it. Like, you have the people that are maliciously doing it, and then I bet there's some like uninformed, like casual Call of Duty people that are just like don't think they're doing anything wrong. There's so many people that play that game. I feel like there's at least some out there that think they're just, you know, getting an advantage to play the game, and that other people doing it, so they might as well. But yeah, at least they're doing something about it allegedly. Like, I don't know for sure. So I know we talked about Rewast a lot, so I wanted to put a bow on that subject.
Another shot. What else
the
we got?
the next and last one, Mountaintop Studios is doing a playtest that you can sign up for. This game is a tactical FPS game. It seems to be like a rival to kind of Valorant. It's got that a little bit more cartoony, bright colored art style. But I've heard some really good things from people who have played the playtest. That it's kind of that like competitive shooter made by people from veterans of Respawn, Epic, Riot, Bungie, and more. So a lot of
Wow.
seasoned developers have made this studio, and this is what they're working on. So it has more of that kind of anime design. So if you're not into those kind of games, or you're more of an immersion Andy, might not enjoy it. But if it plays well, might check it out. I want to know more about this game, and if it's really into Valorant has another like high entry like curve, like a shitty learning curve because of how all the different ops work together. If this wasn't as steep of a learning curve, it might be a fun change of pace. So
It's like it makes me want to a lower prime, play that a little bit more and stuff like that.
yep, for sure. Yeah,
Cool.
that's all I had. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
There was that one Charlie Intel tweet I wanted to cover if we have time.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was a good one.
I can find it.
It's yeah. I think I sent it to you in the Discord just regarding
production
like
team. Pull it up.
the milsim skins and stuff. But I think, and I'll get your guys' opinion on it. It seems like very clickbaity. I mean, it definitely is clickbait. There's no doubt about it. But I guess the argument to that is like, what is the point? Because when Crash pulls it up, we'll cover it. But
Got it.
I had my community go in and like do some counts on stuff. So what they're saying here is these non-milsim bundles in Call of Duty will always be the best selling bundles. So clearly that's why the actual players who are spending the money for the game want. That was Charlie Intel retweeting from Call of Duty Fanatics, basically saying, how these are the types of skins that we're getting, and there's no grounded or milsim skins. And Hunter TV had some good replies in there, kind of countering that, basically saying like, dude, there's been no milsim bundles in Modern Warfare 2 or 3 to compare that with, and Charlie basically was like, well, there's a reason for that. So, I mean, first off, I think it's a big time clickbait tweet. No doubt those goofy
1.1 million views on that. So yeah.
Of course, yeah, and there's no doubt those skins sell. But when that's all that's in the store, of course it's going to sell. That you don't have any. So we look back at like Modern Warfare 2019, right? If you guys remember, in the store, or not even in the store, in the battle pass of starting season 3, they had milsim operators, right? So those would be operator skins that you could unlock via the battle pass for free for the base operator. And then, so if we look at the stats of that, so shout out to PJ from my community who went back and grabbed this stuff for me. There are 30 battle pass milsim skins in Modern Warfare 2019, including their different skin variants for them. Okay, like a different color scheme or whatever for that same milsim skin. So we had like you had like JTF2, right? And there were I think 3 different variants of that. So 30 total of those in the battle pass for free. And out of that, there was 5 total that were in the store in Modern Warfare 2019's life cycle. So those 5 were the UDT Ghost skin, the Balkan ATU milsim skin, you had the Polish Grom skin, the Venerated skin, which was that OG Modern Warfare 2 operator skin, and then you had the FSB, which was the Bale skin. And I didn't go back and cross-reference and see when these ones came out in store, but I know for a fact the FSB one and the Balkan one were later on in the game's life cycle when it wasn't doing so well. So I think the player counts were definitely dropped. But the UDT Ghost skin and the Venerated skin definitely were tied to like Modern Warfare 2 remastered stuff. And the Grom skin, I think, so you look at it, there was 5 total skins in store, and the rest of them were free. So it just seems, I thought it was an interesting argument because there's no excuse not to have milsim skins in the game. especially if they're free, like milsim skins. I suspect one of the reasons they're not doing it, not because of sales, because I don't think Charlie Intel has access to their financial records for all store items over the past 5 years. But I'm assuming you had like like Taylor Karasawa or whoever the two lead designers and guys on 2019 left after that game was done. And I think industry trends like these are probably easier to make. And then also you see they're not naming weapons real anymore, right? Like the AKs are not AKs like they were in 2019. The MP5s are not MP5s like they were in 2019. You don't have any
Yeah.
real weapon names anymore after Modern Warfare 2019 for whatever reason. So to label something a milsim skin with a real life name like JTF2, or you had like Army Pararescue in 2019. I don't think they can do that anymore. So you're not seeing those, and you're not really seeing any grounded skins. Period. I don't think it has anything to do with sales. I don't know what the reason is, but I don't think you have data to say that they weren't selling when you only put 5 in store, and 2 of them were tied to Modern Warfare 2 Remastered packs. So I just thought that was weird. It was definitely a clickbaity tweet that was factually incorrect because he doesn't have access to that data, and there's no way putting 5 skins in store is going to be enough to say we can never do this again when 30 of them were completely free. So there's no excuse not to have them. I think it just is another sign that Call of Duty is going in a completely different direction after Modern Warfare 2019. It's not for people like us.
And that's funny when you try to mention all that stuff, you just get called a milsim, lover or whatever the hell. Yeah, whatever it is that whatever other thing they want to call you.
Yeah, I have yet.
It's pretty ridiculous.
There's not I have yet to see an argument, and I would challenge anyone to present one, a legitimate reason why there shouldn't be milsim games in a Call of Duty, and to say, and there's also no way that you can frame Call of Duty as not a military game, especially when you look at how all the launch trailers are shown with all the super gritty tactical missions, what the campaigns are about, and the fact that people get so defensive about wanting milsim skins in the game is so weird. Call of Duty is a massive game. There's room for everybody. Like, play the game and look how you want to look. And it is weird that in a Call of Duty game, I mean, they work with military, with the COD endowment, like with veterans. It is a military game. And the fact that if you want military skins in an unquestionably military game, look at the history of Call of Duty. Like I said, look at the campaigns, look at the launch trailers, look at all the gameplay trailers, all that stuff. It's all military. And why people get so defensive about wanting milsim skins is really, really weird. And I would argue, I would say more along the lines than Charlie Intel potentially pulling sales information out of his ass. They're probably doing this because if you do like a little thinking about it, probably younger kids and stuff and teenagers and things are the ones that don't have as well-rounded concept of money and things, are going to take their parents' credit cards and buy silly stuff like this. So that's
because it's Fortnite like, right? It's the same kind of things. This duck skin is very Fortnite like, and Fortnite, you V-Bucks, kids using the parents' cards.
And I would argue that it's Activision probably targeting that younger demographic who are more likely to spend money on frivolous things like skins in video games that you can't even see while you're playing.
But you know what's dumb is, like, as adults with jobs, I would be spending money on good stuff.
Yeah,
so it's like
if the content was there to back it up.
Yeah, so why not, like, to your point, why not do both and make more money, right? Because I know for a fact I'm not buying anything in the store really the past Modern Warfare 2 or 3 really. And I bought a bunch of Modern Warfare 2019. So, and I know none of my community's buying anything in store. There's a lot of people that aren't buying anything in store. So by not, and that was their whole like marketing campaign, like, play the game the way you want. We want you to be, Call of Duty's all about playing how you want to play. It's not though, and they're missing out on sales because they're completely pushing aside the whole core audience that they brought in with the reboot of the franchise with Modern Warfare 2019. And now they're catering to this, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's no reason not to have both. And no one's saying Call of Duty needs to be a milsim game. No one's saying it needs to be Tarkov. No one's saying it needs to be squad. No one's saying it needs to be Arma.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference between a milsim game and milsim skins and an immersive feel to it by having immersive assets in the game. And you have the immersive assets in the game that are in the campaign, and they never come to multiplayer for store items or free in the battle pass, which is just
Yeah.
crazy.
And just all their arguments are so ignorant, because in the same vein that they're like, you want milsims, go play Arma. Well, you're like,
Yeah.
well, we don't want Fortnite skins, so that'd be the same as you tell them just go play Fortnite. Like, they're both stupid arguments, and like that's literally the only thing that they say is go play Arma. This is not a milsim game. It's like, yeah, well, it's not Fortnite either. So why are your skins in here? Like,
Right.
it doesn't make sense. And a lot of what the milsim folks are asking for too, in my opinion, could be solved with bringing campaign skins in. And they're already modeled and stuff.
100%.
Like that. It doesn't make any sense why they wouldn't do it.
They're already in the game. Yeah. So why aren't they there? And they're already in the game. There's a really good skins in Modern Warfare 2 campaign, really good skins in Modern Warfare 3 campaign, and you don't get any of them. It's like, why not put them in the battle pass or just have them there at launch if you're not going to do anything with them to release them? It's super weird, man. I don't get it. I don't know what they're doing, but that's, if they put those in, they don't even release new store items every day. So why not release Modern Warfare 2019 every day? That store would update with new bundles. So they're not doing that.
Correct.
Why not release these things that are already assets in game in the store or in the battle pass? There's no reason for it beside they're missing out on money. I mean, really, if they don't want to do it, that's fine. But like they're missing income there for sure.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem, it seems silly that the skins are probably already modeled and probably in the game, and they would just have to turn them on, put them in the store. Like,
and there was that one. I know we're running late on time, but there was that one soap skin from Modern Warfare 2, one of the season 5 or whatever Shadow Company versus 141 things, and they never they said like you'd get this skin that never came out. So, and that was a campaign soap skin too. So the assets are there. It's really weird, and people just want to ignore it and say, oh, well, go play a milsim game then. Call of Duty's never been a milsim, it's an arcade. And that's what nobody's saying that. People just love to ignore that you want an immersive factor with stuff that's already in the game and tell you to go play Tarkov or Arma because they can't use their brains to think.
And I don't know why I can't figure out in my head why they're so defensive about it. Like, what would it hurt if there were milsim? Like, you can still play with your clown skins. You can still play with Groot. You can still play with 21 Savage and Nicki Minaj. It has no effect on you. So why, if people want skins from a different like a different place in their own skins, why would that affect you? And why are you so defensive about it? Want them to leave the game?
Yeah,
it's so weird. And and
then when you come back with some stupid shit like, why don't you go enlist in the military? Then it just shows how.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And I was like, that's so dumb, dude. That is not even remotely an argument that.
Yeah,
they're just. I was just like, yeah, you see how low they fell.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Just plain and simple. There is no valid argument against putting milsims in the game. There's no reason it shouldn't happen.
There isn't. It's a Call of Duty game. It's always been a grounded military shooter, an arcade shooter, but it's been a grounded military shooter. And now they're going to the Fortnite, which is fine. It just means I won't be buying the next games, and I think a lot of other folks won't if they're just gonna pull that audience in for 2019, string along, and then not give us anything. So I'll move on to better games. Fine with me.
It's dumb. Yeah, I'm feeling that too. I'm hoping they get Siege turned around. I miss grinding the ranked Siege. I hope they get that turned around a little bit. And then I've been having fun dabbling in Tarkov, and then I might want to try Battlefield again. Maybe 5.
I've been going back for a little bit of 2042. And same as Blue, I did Battlefield 4 the other day. Like it's it's really crazy when you can hear footsteps in games, like how nice that is. And it's just in no footstep audio in a one life mode that's supposed to be competitive. It's fun.
Yeah, man,
goes hand in hand where everything's going with that game.
Crazy, dude. Crazy how many games we win in search. Like, It's wild. It's so easy.
Exactly.
And I just started
Yeah.
like usually when I talk shit, I start to lose. Like just like I get put in check like every time. It doesn't matter. I'm just like, man, this game's so easy. It's almost getting boring, and we just keep winning and keep. Usually, if I say something like that, I get shit stomped for hours, like it just for saying one comment like that. But it's weird, man. It's weird. So, but anyway,
They're always listening.
they do know. Is that a show?
That's a
I
show.
think so. We're a little over too, so sorry about that, everybody.
It's all good. It's all good. I envision a time whenever we don't have time limits and we can just bullshit forever. It'd be fun. Be cool. And then when we start our second bonus podcast, crazy.
5-hour Battlefield show. Let's go.
Let's just get mad and talk about how they dicked it up the whole time. Yeah, everyone will love it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I keep forgetting to say this at the beginning, but if you guys do want to support the show, all we ask is that you please be a friend, tell a friend, bring someone back with you next time. Thank you guys. Off the rip, I'll say this again. With the $4.99 super chat, Woomeister and Redbeard with the membership, as well as Phoenix with the membership. Appreciate you guys. So thank you. We'll see you next week. The show will be up on all the platforms here and there, wherever you listen to them.
All the things
with the deals. And then next week we'll be back with another program talking about everything that goes on. Appreciate you guys a bunch. Thank you so much for downloading it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.